A very interesting point about waste workers, Rajesh, because while we talk about creating awareness at the the house owner level and the family level, it is very imperative to create awareness at the waste worker level also, because eventually they are dealing with the waste, and if they can deal with it in the right fashion, and the segregation process, the dehumanization process, all that drying process all becomes more successful. So yeah, a very valid point. That leads me into my next question, Rajesh, which is what can be done to improve the public awareness again about proper waste management as a general, the overall public, which is including the complete whoever we categorize as public. Uh, how do we improve that? Is there any large scale programs going on? Because you are one of the largest beverage manufacturers in the world, and you all are working in this area. So along with the government, like you said, so is there any large scale program going on improving public awareness on disposal and encouraging increased public participation in such an event?
Uh, I will answer it in a couple of ways. Obviously, I talked about the Alag Karo program, so there is
Yes.
opportunity to expand that. But that is I would say, a intensive investment is required if you really want to expand that.
Okay.
The second one is something called as enforcement.
Correct.
If you talk to the RWS and the gentleman who comes to our door every day to collect your waste, if that gentleman is instructed not to collect the waste if it is not there in segregated form,
Yes. Yes.
that
Yes.
is the first level of enforcement which can be done, and that is something which we have worked along with these RWS to enforce in those societies, and it has become sustainable. Now the general households, even if they are not asked, they do that. Okay,
Correct.
so that is one aspect. The second aspect is to incentivize it.
Okay.
For example, if I am a environmentally conscious citizen and I want to ensure that, okay, so this can that I'm drinking from, or probably the PET bottle from which I'm drinking from, the more clean it is, the more recyclable it is, right? So
Correct.
if I set up, say, a reverse vending machine, and then incentivize the consumer to come to that reverse vending machine or a smart bin and deposit that PET bottle into that, and in return he gets some green points, which can add up into some kind of a goodie, probably a t-shirt or a cap or a backpack or something like that. So that could be another way of actually influencing the public. Uh, there is nowadays we are also seeing a very big shift in terms of the shopping habits of people, at least in the uh, urban and semi-urban areas, with all these e-commerce players, right? You have got the Zeptos and the Zomatos.
Mm, yes.
Everybody
Yes.
orders food, groceries, milk. Everything is nowadays ordered online,
Yeah.
and it
Yeah.
reaches your footstep. So that has actually created a whole army of these riders who go
Correct.
to each household. So last year we partnered with one of the e-commerce players called Zepto. Okay,
Correct.
and we said that every time a rider goes to a household, if the consumer has got PET bottles, he can give them back to the rider. So in
Oh.
turn,
Okay.
uh, so the rider collects those PET bottles and brings them to something called as a dark store, which is operated by Zepto. And from there, all the
Okay.
collected PET bottles are actually sent into recycling. So you have created citizen awareness, You have created a reverse logistics mechanism for collecting back your plastics or PET, and that's a very, very clean route, and you're sending it to recycling, creating circularity. So there are many ways in which the general public or citizens can be engaged. These are just a couple of examples.